Actually, I mean, it's pretty embarrassing, really, when you see a champion like Bo Henry rang me tonight, and I had a good chat with him. They beat Sereno, it was good. And Aaron Ludwig, 175, I think, life membership.
Yeah.
And I didn't even play 150. I played 103 at Pines and 45 at
Oh, really?
You talk about where you have at Pines and Carrum, and like obviously Blackers, like it's Kringle Lang. Like you've got that rivalry there. Like you from Pines going to Carrum, was that just hated on?
Look, what happened is, I think we played YC in that 91, and it was then changed coaches, and Possum got the job at Carrum, and I was pretty close to him.
Yep.
He ended up, we were pretty average that
Had
year.
he coached you a couple of years before?
Oh, mate, Possum's coached me 7 years. He coached four at Pines and 3 at Carrum, and what happened is he done 87. It's like what he said last week. He missed out on 86 because they lost 85 to Seaford. He takes off to go to the
bush,
and Chelsea win. And
we went back to back.
Seaford beat them. Seaford beat them in 85 when Possum was playing. Possum plays country. Chelsea win.
Yes.
So then Possum comes to Pines, gets the job, and Chelsea smashed us in 87. So they won back to back.
That's right. Yes.
And then we got NFL 88, and then he done 89, 90. Lee done 91.
Is 91 the
YC game?
Yeah. That was Lee coaching then?
Lee was coaching then.
Did you win the second semi-final that year?
Mate, we kicked about 12 in the. I reckon we were.
How many did you kick?
7.
7.
We kicked. I reckon we were 5 down, and we kicked about 10.
Yep.
And then you know, I reckon YC might have been Mount from Warrington, but then they got us.
Was that the year that your first child was born?
No.
I would know. Do you remember that?
That was when this dickhead here.
What year was that?
I'll get the $15. Yeah. That's when this dickhead here was coaching Mornington, and they got us in 96.
But you won the second semi-final that year?
Yeah.
You went straight in.
A big fight.
But we won't talk about this because Paddy,
What?
Paddy got dropped for that.
Oh, for you?
Yes. I broke my ankle in round 7 in 96.
Right.
And I was done, and Lee goes, I still think you can, poor old Paddy played, and then they won the second semi against you guys, and then you beat Chelsea.
Yeah, I felt that day, though. We were on top of you blokes then. We played better, and you probably would have needed the game because you had a lot of blokes that were underdone. That probably played in our favour because I think Timmy Allen, yourself, there was a few others that were underdone.
Oh, he done his hip. I done the ankle.
Yeah,
But remember he done his hip? There was a few,
And you didn't have many games into you, so missing that week,
We were big. We had Paul Williams, Stringer, Timmy Allen and myself.
Yeah.
And so, look, I wasn't even looking at playing. I started training. I think I fell over on an acorn at Seaford.
You had a big night on the Friday night. Is that
Jake
true?
was born on the Thursday.
On the Thursday.
What, before the grand final?
No. But the preliminary
we won
final.
The second semi.
Yeah.
And then you were playing Chelsea on the Sunday, and Possum was coaching,
and
Lee was, and
I think you woke Possum up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You're a bloody plethora of knowledge, aren't you?
Like I say, he does a few phone calls. Don't worry about that. I know how he works.
I hope Lee's not watching this because I still lie to this day.
No,
did you?
Lee won't be watching this, but my understanding is 5 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, he and Kenny Soul, they're sparring, and they've got training at 9 o'clock at Sleaford. Possum says, boys, go home. Tell Lee you're crook. Don't go to training. Kenny Soul gets to training. He gets stripped, gets onto the massage table, passes out. So they tape him to the massage table, right?
He went out first.
Did
mate. Mate, he walked in. He picked me up and he goes, I said, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. He walked in. I said, let's get there early. He walked in and he goes to Critter. Did you go to the Midnight Oil concert last night? Yeah. Did you get amongst the hairy lasso? So I just walked away. Right? I just walked away. And
they were back then.
The hairy lasso.
Yeah. You don't see many of them these days.
No, that's right. Oh, maybe down at Crib Point you do that. We'll touch on that a little bit later, Anus?
We done a few laps, right? And I said to Kenny, keep away from me because you're definitely going to get picked. Yeah. I didn't really want to get picked anyway, but I'm not joking, mate.
But you took the spot anyway.
Yeah, I took it.
I didn't want to play, but hey, stuff your Paddy.
I thought I'd be sitting here and shit on you. But he was stuffing around on the track. He was, you know. So
but what about the first ball that come to you? It hit you like this and bounced off your head.
I don't think Lee seen that because Lee was watching. Lee goes to slowly get them off.
Yeah.
By the time he got off, Kenny Bird stroked him, and then Lee walked up to me and goes, "Get over here." He goes, "What time did you finish?" I said, "I took off at 12. I'm not talking for them." But,
12 the
we had
next
fights
day.
and everything. Solly beat up Goldie.
Strop, just going through those beautiful photos, you mate. You're a handsome man, mate. You're a handsome man. What's going on?
What are you saying?
No, we're just working. What's going? You had your Jimmy Crackers hanging out the side there. You had your Jimmy Crackers hanging out your side of your shorts there. Talk us through that little scuffle. You're known as a bit of a hard man. You know, it's a little bit of a hard man back down in the Pines days. So
back then, you used to wear shorts like that.
Cappers.
Balls did hang out.
So who you got in the headlock? Who are you giving a cuddle to?
Shane Ferguson. I've done little laths with him, and I think he said I beat you in 100 high jump, long jump, and discus. So I thought I'd just try and break his eye socket.
That was against Mount Eliza.
And then that was Bo.
Yeah, Wayne Bowes. His
it.
son plays at the Gold Coast now.
That's it. That was him. So I'm thinking, geez, where's me mates?
I was at Mount Eliza.
Yeah.
And that was a day, actually, Possum said last week about Gwynny.
Yeah.
I reckon that was
Carl
a day.
Gwynn.
Geez, I've never ever seen Possum go down in my life.
Yeah.
And that was a
He said
front.
that. He said that.
He was talking at quarter time like that, but
And Gwynny had belted him.
that was it. Yeah, when you see it at full forward, it was a shirt front with a raised elbow. There was none of that.
Yeah.
But
And
Possum got up and coached at quarter time, mate. His eyes were rolling. He kept playing on. I thought he's definitely the toughest boy that.
You can tell you're very modest. You like to talk about other people besides yourself there, Strop. Hey, let's go on here. How old's that photo in the middle, mate? You got a bit of ink there?
I reckon that's in the ex-wife's.
Ex-wife's.
That's in the ex-wife's ex-in-law's backyard.
Yeah. And just flexing?
I reckon about 25.
You're in good nick there, Strop, weren't you? Ripped.
And what about...
No, that was I must have been injured then because my arms are twice that.
And the next photo there, Strop, we've photoshopped it off, but you're next to the old Tommy Hafey.
Tommy Hafey, yeah. Look, a few Karen boys won't forget that one.
Yeah.
We had a shower together and...
Yeah.
What, you and Tommy?
I can't change. Tommy had a shower. He took us for training. I had a shower and he took oh, mate, I was going to drink tea from then on in. His middle leg. I said, not about cock on you, Tommy. I remember
what did he say?
Hey, mate, he put his towel around him and
you
went
got that
out.
swear jar, mate.
He didn't swear.
That was
That
handshake
wasn't a
before I
swear.
said it.
That's a 30 bucket. We take card here. We take cards so you can swipe it there.
That wasn't a swear, though. That was cock.
That's fine. Just before we move on to our next
swearing.
guest, and probably my favourite guest of the night anyway, and our young Annas. But you, with Game Changer, mate, you done a beautiful thing the other week and brought a few beanies. Let us know what happened there, mate.
With Game Changer, I think because they all went to all clubs, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
I think I might have because we had a ladder, didn't we?
Yeah.
So what happened? I think it was before the Red Hill game. Red Hill on top of Pines, and I'd already said to Bo, I'll buy 500 of things.
Yeah.
Just hand it. Now, I might have bought 300, and then before the game, Timmy Allen goes, we're sitting behind Red Hill. So I said, I'll buy another 200. We hit the top. And then it didn't matter in the end. But, look, I don't mind doing it. I bought some MND beanies as well.
That's grouse.
That's what you do.
What do you do with yourself now,
I haven't
Strop?
even got an MND beanie yet, but I
Haven't
bought $500 worth of just because it's under 19s.
MND, sorry, mate.
It's under 19s and that can't
afford it.
But
He does. The good thing about Strop, he does. He puts a lot back in.
But that's the thing. A lot of people don't see that side of old Strop. You're 6'5". You're brute, and the Pines legend.
6'5".
6'5".
Bloody hell.
Hey, that's in high heels. We'll show a bit of a photo.
We weren't talking about my middle leg tonight.
Mate, I've been away with him.
And you've got a great relationship with Kenny Soul as well, Strop.
Very good, mate. Like I'm in Potts Road.
Are you in there as well?
Possum was first. I think Possum was first. Straubs and Solly was first.
Straubs.
Possum. Then when I bought there, Solly put a petition in to get me out of Potts Road.
They all moved out.
They're too close.
That's fantastic.
They're rippers, mate. Like Solly just
he said the sandflies love you.
Oh.
Tell us about what happened.
I've still got scars. I've still got scars on my legs now.
On your legs?
From the sand scum. Like
midgies.
On 2 legs.
I
The 2
thought-
legs
Oh.
on each side.
I
left
thought
and
that
right.
I thought that was the old, from the old ducks down to the old leggies, mate. You'd have the old scars down there.
No, me and Sully, Lenny Vaughan just said, "Yous are idiots." Burnsy, remember Burnsy, Chelsea boy?
Bunsen.
At Port Douglas, I lived there. So me and Sully were out up to our belly button in water, and Lenny goes, "There's crocodiles out there now."
Oh, you're joking.
That's us, mate. Got back in the boat, didn't put Rex Hunt, not Rex Hunt.
Rex
Rex Hunt. I didn't put Rex Hunt on you.
Irregard.
Oh, that's gross.
That's probably why I don't get a Sheila now.
Oh, mate, you're putting the wrong stuff.
Mate, they just open your life.
That's when Solly reckons he called himself Stropodile Dundee.
Then he goes,
That could
I wouldn't
stick.
put my ankles in there and use, like Solly's jumping under.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
gross.
Strop texted me one time. He come back from, I think, Thailand, and he goes, mate, I'm getting locked up. They went through his phone.
No, we won't.
We
won't
might
touch
go
on
through
that.
his phone.
Strop, it's great to have you on board, mate.
worries.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
having
much.
us,
We're going to touch base a little bit later
See you
on. We'll
then.
go through a few past player stuff. Our next guest, Dwayne Annabelle. Strop out on the way, I picked him up. And he goes, I've had a little look at him. He can play, this kid. And I said, yeah, no, he's good. And he come in, and I said, yeah, no, he's a power forward. And he come in, he goes, Troy, he goes, mate, I can shit thicker than this guy. How did he kick 100 goals? Anna's welcome on board, mate. Obviously, down at Crib Point, I got shot down. I thought I was in bloody Vietnam. I put on that you put Crib Point on the map, mate. And got shot down. All the boys going, nah, so and so was bloody
Mate,
playing back there.
Plenty put them on the map for me.
Welcome,
But
mate.
what a great servant, not only as a player, Anna's wonderful as a player, but you've done everything at that club. Everything.
Yeah.
Up to being president, Pity, and you
that
know,
was vice,
you know how,
yeah.
you know how hard it is,
Yeah.
though. But
Yeah.
running the gate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, look, it's
When did you start down there, mate?
so I played a bit of juniors at Hastings, and then I captained a premiership in the under-11s there,
Really?
11s.
Wow.
and then moved over to the
What's that about 1990 or something like that?
88.
Right.
I reckon it was. Yeah, 88. And then moved across the Crib. I was bit in primary and stuff. All my mates were at Crib, so moved over in about the under-13s. I think I broke my collarbone the first year, nearly missed the whole year. But then, from then on, played through and played 18s, and we made finals there one year. My first year in the seniors was 96.
Under Glenn Brown, was it?
Brownie, the great
Brownie,
man. Yeah,
God.
yeah. He was a good man, Brownie.
He
and
was a great man.
He was a
I spent some
superstar.
good times with him myself.
Yeah, yeah.
He loved the cards on a Thursday night, didn't
yeah,
he?
He
absolutely,
must have been
mate.
40 when he still playing.
Yeah, look, he was definitely towards the end, but geez, he could still play, mate. And he did.
Had a wonderful moustache.
He did. He held handlebars, and he used to do the odd hamstring at that age. But mate, those years at Cribby, like 93 and 95, Cribby probably should have nearly won a flag.
Can you remember watching that as a young kid?
Yeah, definitely. Used to run out from behind the goals, and when Brownie was kicking them.
Yeah,
Me and Craig Reinhard, So
Oh, yeah.
we used to follow him end to end and get around him. So Brownie was my first coach, and look, he just said to me, just fly for your marks, go for everything. Just there was no.
And you did that quite well.
Yeah, but I started as a bit of a wingman, half forward. Anyway, started from there and got a chance at full forward under Whisk in '99.
Oh, yeah.
Moved me down forward a few games into the year and sort of went from there.
You had some success down there. Anna's obviously in that first photo. Can we go to those photos of Anna's, mate? There's some classics in there, but just on the
Beautiful hairdo. Beautiful hairdo.
We got that sent through on Wednesday
Snowy
night.
would have
Snowy.
said
He
that.
goes, Pity, you've got to put this on. In that left-hand photo, sorry, we don't know it's Simon Goosey's show, but he obviously doesn't know the Crib Point legends here. It's not all about you, Simon Goosey, okay? You worry about Paddy and Goose, lie with Goose when you make friends again and not steal each other's players. Okay, let's worry about this is a past players, mate. We don't care about what happened in today's. Hey, steal each other's players.
I've never stole anyone's
We'll
players,
touch on that a little bit later, right? So, Anna, in this photo, mate, you look very young. What are you, about 19 there?
No, I was 24.
Yep.
24. So that was 2001.
That's Andrew Shannon.
Yeah, Del
Andrew Shannon's great.
Del
Great.
coached us that year.
Yeah.
So Whisk coached us from sort of 97 after Brownie through to 2000, and Blackers mob from Berwick rolled us in 99. We were up all game, and we hadn't beaten them all year. We had our chance, and Blackers mob rolled us in 99 by 9 points.
We were talking about that last week, weren't we, Blackers?
But look, the thing with the league then, they'd made all these changes, and even when you finished second, you had to go up into that other division.
Which was wrong.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
So we ended up in that sort of Casey sort of comp. And I think I went to the Ferguson VFL that year, so I wasn't at crib. But
is that in 2000?
2000. Yeah. And the boys got smacked.
Yeah.
And we came back down, whisked coaxed Dell to come across, a few other boys came in, a few young blokes as well. We had heaps of young guys.
Yep.
Really good mix of older and younger guys. And, grand final. She was tight in the first half, but, we ran
Who did you beat in that grand final?
Pearstyle. Yeah. So...
and that was 2001.
2001. Yeah.
Was McAvag playing against in that
Yes, Peter Stapleton dominated that day.
Yeah. Was Dolly still there?
No, Dolly wasn't. I think he went across, So they still had... Matty Benwell was coaching them.
Yeah.
Beardy was playing.
Yeah, Joshy,
Beardy played that day. Ronnie Nice, the Iceman, was still getting around then.
Matty Benwell was throwing a fair bit up on the
he
old
is,
pages.
Yeah.
He reckons you've got a few stories about Goose as well. We'll bring that up a little bit.
Really? Really?
He's rolled down, mate. He's got that many stories. Trust me.
And he's a character, Matty.
Mate, he's a ripper. He's a ripper. But just going through, mate, who's the bloke in the background there?
That's Steve Crawless. He was about 16 or 17. He was our number one ruckman that year, but he was 6'4".
Yeah. Creepy,
yeah. So he didn't play a lot of footy in the end, Creepy, but he
played
was
in that
great
day
for us that year. Yeah, he was sensational. So,
what year
Begsy was a good player.
Begsy's
mate,
what a ripper fella too, Begsy.
The midfield we had that year was just, you got Angus Graham. Shane Beggs. Andrew Wiskin.
Was Lambin still there?
No, Lambo didn't play in that game.
Didn't he?
No. So
were we playing in the game where Dermy played in who was that?
Timmy Verhalf.
That was 90. That was my first year. I missed the first
year. Was it 96?
Yeah, I missed the first game.
Yeah.
I was at my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Yeah,
really?
I didn't actually get to see the game. Yeah.
And look, you rocked into that game, and it was
there.
probably the best gate crib point it ever had.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that other clubs missed out on that year, is that Dermot against Crib Point. Then we had the next game was against Dramana, bumper crowd, and then Peter Martin.
He said
Peter
that's
Martin
when he belted Dermot.
Dermot dropped him.
That's a shame.
I remember him on the footy show.
That's right.
That was nice, Paul.
When you think about
that's the revenue that
of course.
that people lost.
It turned a lot of AFL players to go, I'm not going down the
anywhere.
And
but footy's so clean now.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
Fev, like Franks and Bombers do it really well. They sort of went to Fev, I think it was about 10 years ago when he played in. It's a bumper crowd down at Frankston, and you've got to try and capitalise on that. Like clubs are trying to raise money, and they don't even get these guys. But if you've got idiots knocking out blokes like Dermot Bruder.
Was Bully coaching when Dermy played that
game?
Yeah. He wasn't happy.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. But, Pac, mate, just going through, obviously...
What's happened here on your head?
What's going on there, mate? Yeah, obviously...
trying to colour his hair.
I coached the Super Rules at the Raiders, and that was a Super Rules footy trip in Adelaide. Someone's, thrown the chip at me and just stuck nicely, and someone's grabbed a snap before I could get it off.
That is fantastic.
Snowy would have stitched me up with that.
Snowy loved it, mate.
He
loves it.
Hey, Annas, you spent a bit of time up in Darwin as well.
Yes.
You know, I'd seen you up there a few times on a fishing trip. And who did you play with up there?
I don't fish actually. Nah.
Just in the pub. And you're not in the pub and you're
Blackers.
I've done all sorts of fishing.
Yeah. Now look, Darwin was...
especially in the 80s. Especially he done a fair bit of fishing all right. Pelican Bar. 21st century with Derby.
I didn't,
Wait till we get on the story. Strop sent me a voice message because he can't spell. He's a little bit illiterate.
Sorry to go. We'll finish. Sorry to... Yeah, we'll go on with Anna's first, and then we'll talk about Strop, because over the weekend, my Mrs. Bernie goes, "Do you know a fella called Strop?" I go, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Oh, he's messaging me all these messages." You know?
Well, I hope not some of the messages.
Is this you, Blackers? He thought Bernie's
was your
Bernie was
nickname.
my nickname.
And then Bernie turns around, Goose, and goes, "Oh, yeah. So what dirt have you got on Blackers?" He goes, "No, he just doesn't like the shower. That's why he's dirty."
Mate, I was in trouble. I was on the back foot.
But back to Anna's.
So
Obviously,
up in Darwin.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
So who'd you play for up
Played
there?
for the Waratahs.
Did ya?
Yeah, the Waratah Warriors. So
And how many
great
seasons?
club.
You
Two.
did that 2
rugby
seasons.
2, yep.
So you
So
were
Billy
playing-
Martin, a guy named Billy Martin was coaching first year. He was on I think he was on Carlton's list when he was really young. Did a bad knee, but anyway, I dislocated my elbow halfway through that first season. Really, really bad.
Up there?
Yeah. So I missed that year, and they made the grand final. Lost by 9 points. The next year, Billy pulled out. Another guy named Rick Hall coached us, and we had a fair year, and we got on a run late. Anyway, it was top 5 up there. We finished 5th, and we won 4 eliminations to make
Really?
the grand final.
Right.
And we won the prelim by a point.
Right.
But St Mary's belted us in. I think
yeah.
we were on the piss for 3 days after we won that prelim, so we weren't much chop leading in.
Mate,
But
we beat Langy and stayed on the piss for 3 years. 3 weeks down at Coringle, so don't worry about that.
But no, mate, I love Darwin. Great times, different footy.
Yes.
Really hard as a forward with the sweat and
And the
everything.
humidity
to
and-
be taking
yeah.
them in your hands. You got to adjust a little bit. And
Jackson went there this year, didn't he? He went
Yeah,
over there.
he's been there the last
Yeah.
2 years.
it's gone well
Last
too.
Yeah, no, that's
years.
BA from Cribby was up
Yeah.
there with him
Was he?
as well.
What
And
year,
BA was
what
at
year did he
Nightcliff,
kick your
yeah.
100, mate? Obviously had a stellar year.
99.
99.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And he kicked 5 or 6 in the grand final that year
Yeah.
too, Anna's.
Yeah.
Well,
Hard
to-
to stop.
Not enough.
We were talking about Bully before. I think that's his son behind you.
That's
trying to
Josh.
spoil it.
Yeah,
That's
so.
Josh, coach of Chelsea High.
And Travie Rance is
Travie
there,
Rance.
who's at the Super Rules with me now. Yeah.
He's looking fit as a fiddle. isn't
He's
he?
loving it, mate. He's doing a massive bike ride.
Is he?
Later in the year for
Oh, he
mental
loves
health.
For mental
He
health.
loves it,
Yeah,
Trev.
Really?
Yeah, he's looking for sponsors too.
Well,
and,
maybe that's something. This isn't rehearsed,
No,
but that's maybe something we can get behind in Travie. And obviously,
Yeah.
we'd like to raise a bit of money and that for mental health, especially around nowadays with society and that. So no, that's something we'll
yeah,
definitely look
he
at.
does a lot of work for us at the Peninsula Raiders, the Super Rules.
And Anna's,
yeah.
you're the coach of the Peninsula Raiders.
Yep.
And there's a lot of
Goose doesn't want us there. Mornington don't want like us being on that ground.
Goose
but
doesn't want
What
anyone
do you
there
mean?
apart from
On
himself.
the ground. Well, it's not up to me.
Committee's trying to keep us
Yeah,
off.
but the amount of
The
people.
citation, you blokes.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, look.
No.
There's a lot of people down there, isn't there?
Yeah, mate, we got 4 teams,
Yeah.
2 over 35s, a 45s, and we started in over 50s last year. We got 120 plus guys.
Jesus.
And do you all train on the one night?
We do Wednesdays at Mornington.
How do you
we
go with
played
100?
your second, mate, on the Mornington ground. It's hard work.
The thing is, you spend that
Citation's
much
got
money
2
over
ovals.
the bar. I was talking to President Sat. They
Probably
reckon
more- probably
there's
more
so
pity.
much grog that they spend over every second weekend. Everyone just wants to get away from their missuses. Like, it's seriously, they do. They just go, oh, yeah, no, we're going to have a
No, but it's
fundraiser
not
tonight.
se-
Bullshit. They're
Yeah,
just
but
having a
it's
drink.
not serious anymore. Like, look,
Bullshit.
Mate, it
in
is.
the 80s
Mate.
and sorry, in the 80s and 90s at the club.
Oh,
Sully
late at
Sully
night
used to
and
take
that,
the
yeah.
back away on a Thursday night.
Yeah, yeah,
And now they shut the bar at 8, so that'd be good.
yeah. Oh, bloody
Oh,
hell.
mate, it's great.
Do you have
It's,
bus
look,
trips too? Do you play?
we had a bus trip to Melbourne. So we played Melbourne the other week up at Port Melbourne, and we did a bus and we stopped at Morty Alec, had a meal on the way back, and the boys had an absolute ball. So,
every second week.
yeah, it's every second week. So,
Yeah,
and
but
look,
so every 4 weeks is an away game.
yes.
Very good, Blackers.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
You've got to be quick, Goose, don't you?
You are a dead set
He
right.
had
You're
to
a
think
gun
about that.
landscaper.
So
He's going,
just on the year,
Oh, you had to think about
yeah, I
it.
know he was going, what's his
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
I had me
Lost
going.
the
I was
grand
going to ring Birdie.
Bernie would have had the answer.
Exactly. The year we had one of our favourite sons down at Coringle, Jackie Johnson, come over,
Yes.
one of your best
Oh,
mates.
yes.
And he was just a good tag. I made him captain of the reserves, and he went and played a few
One
senior
of my best
games.
mates, Jack.
I know that. Nelly wasn't. But then he went over to Anna's and played. He goes, oh, pity. He goes, I'm going to go and play with my best mate. And went up there. And anyway, come to the grand final. He got himself on the front cover of the record, and his best mate dropped him the Thursday night.
I did.
How bad was that?
I did, mate. It was.
That's footy, though, isn't it?
It was tough. There was a kid I dropped for the prelim when we beat Rye by a point in that 2014 season.
Yeah.
And his dad tried to attack me at the club. Had to hold him
And
back.
Goose,
It was the worst 2 weeks
gotta
of my
win a
life.
grand
Like,
final, don't
for
you?
the club, it was probably the best 2
Yeah.
weeks. It was
Yeah.
for me. It was
Yeah.
the
It's
worst
terrible.
2 weeks of
As
my
a
life.
coach,
And-
you have
and-
to drop people.
Yeah.
So and you guys know, and I know, the easiest thing to do is to select your side. to go there and tell the boys that are missing out is the hardest thing that I've had to do in
I
football.
copped it off someone's missus once, like a abuse, not.
Sandra? Or?
But
I copped it. I tell you.
So what?
Jackie,
keep going.
Yeah, Jackie Johnson called me because we were really close, and he said you're
So,
actually in tears.
I was, and we won the prelim, and Jacob Cook, who I dropped for the preliminary final.
Yep.
We were playing Sereno in the grand final, who'd beaten us in the second semi a few weeks before, not massively, but they had so many big guys up forward, and Jacob was taller than Jack. I needed a taller defender. I had, and Jack was sort of bouncing off the bench a bit.
Yeah.
And I knew as soon as we won that game, it was what had to happen, and I didn't really have a choice.
No, that's right. But they're the things you got to do when you're a high-paid coach. Isn't that right, Son?
I did it for nothing.
The thing is, you probably
you seriously, you can go down, mark your words. You done.
I did that.
Coach.
The club, mate. The club was struggling. I looked at it and thought the only way we're probably going to be competitive is if I do it for nothing and we buy some players. Try to. We got Glenn Boyd.
How did the boy from Crib Point buy a house in Mount Eliza?
I'm not in Mount Eliza.
No, he's in
That's
on
his second
property
house,
now.
mate. Yeah.
But so look, mate, our salary cap was 80 grand that year in 2014. That's what we spent, and the rumours of Sereno,
of course,
what they were spending.
Yeah,
Mike has been there, he'd know.
Mate, when I won a flag
that was
there,
for one player.
we won a flag with 40 grand in 2004.
2004.
Where at?
At Sereno.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
40 grand.
40 grand.
Yep.
What year?
96,
2004.
96, 26
For who?
for just the players.
Yeah, that doesn't include
21
Goose.
What, mate? Mate, Mick Munderley reckons he's going to have to work till 85 to pay off your fees.
But that's right. Yeah.
40 grand, like I say.
Yeah.
The players,
So I had to drop Jack.
Yeah.
Look, we're still good mates. He's playing at the Supers with me now.
Yep.
Probably have to drop him again this year. No,
Yeah.
See, you're free now.
definitely not. I'll drop
Silvers,
myself.
mate.
I'll drop myself last week.
Mate,
now.
Goose, you're still looking fit enough. Why don't you go down and play there, mate?
Goose was a Cranbourne. It was a
No,
Cranbourne.
the Cranbourne Footy Club said, "Come on, Goose, let's bring the clubs together." But mate, I got injured more times playing
broke your
either
arm.
a
Later.
charity game or in a bloody final.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've got something special. First,
Jesus.
What the hell is that? Talk us through that, Goose.
41.
Is this your Anna's, mate?
No, this is Anna's.
Jesus
Jeez,
Christ.
that's early doors, that one. That's
that?
me, and that's me boss,
Who's
Sammy
that?
Austin, who I work
Oh,
for.
Sammy
Sammy Austin, really?
So you
Sammy
used to
Austin.
love the gym, did you?
As Strop said, you've had shit thicker than him.
I was 55 kilos ringing wet when I played my first game
mate.
of senior footy. Now I'm about 95.
Yeah.
But you've already been diagnosed with miniature cockle back then.
I think
His
so.
nickname was Three Balls.
Well, that's great to have a
Thanks
chat,
to that,
mate.
whoever
Fair.
sent that in.
That's a good little
be,
package, isn't
Who
it?
sent that in,
That'd be
Carty?
Feudy or someone like that, probably.
No, I can't do it. No, but thank you very much. That's fantastic. We're going to move into top performers. I hope Cam Holes is sitting. So he's gone to start up his company at AccuSlime up in Brisbane. So he's down there up on the piss, hopefully. But thank you for your ongoing support, mate. We're going to move into top performers now. Langy plays as Poss said last week, they're a little bit soft, weren't they, all growing up and that. But Nico, fantastic. Can we get the footage of Nico up? The old player profiles were fantastic.
Good,
They were.
We've got to get
The
that
old
back.
record.
Yeah, that
Oh,
old record was
don't talk
great.
about the records because Carty's the one that killed it, mate.
No,
killed
he
it.
didn't
Mate,
It
kill
would be good to bring back, though, and have a bit of this old times.
Mate, we're on the 15th
Well, they used to
story
do
of
that.
Danny Long here, mate. It's because of Carty, because there's no bloody record now. It's all digital, mate. We're
Hey,
laughing.
Goose, Dougie Dial used to always do down memory lane and 10, 20, 30 years ago on this round, you know.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
All of that sort of stuff. So and what about what? No. But Strop. What about in the days when you're at Pines and you had Mavis and Faye in the club notes?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, what would they have cost the club? Was it the
No,
club or
No,
the
they
league?
give them to it. You
No, the
pay
league.
past your
No.
fees.
Yeah.
That's what
but
you do.
They sold the advertising so they could.
Yeah,
give
but
them
it was
for
costing the club so much money each year. And the president's, and I spoke about it the other day, it was the president's decision, Fitty.
Yeah.
It wasn't Glenn Carter's.
Yeah, because Carts went to him and said, "Cut the record out."
He's
He did.
They're a good
He's a
stubby
brutal
old
man.
dude.
Hey, I voted. I
You
voted on
voted-
that. I voted. I was a president at the time. But
Yeah.
Carts is a heavy hitter. He's one of my best mates, so we had to pump up his company a little bit. So we were laughing. So now we're all looking good, aren't we, Cartsy boy? No, but we'll get that back for the old timers. Like Strop, he loves a
'Cause
record. A lot of people do. They
Like on the weekend, I went and watched your game against Seaford Goose, and there was no record. So I find it hard to.
You got to go.
Yeah, because you're no good on the old
phone.
phone. You don't understand. That's why Bernie has to do all
Well, that's
your...
why she's answering to Strop.
Yeah.
I actually
does.
rang
Hey,
her
he
and
does
said,
it.
I need some
so
paving
we're
done.
moving. So Strop,
Yeah. She does it all.
We're,
You ring him.
hey,
She's
Goose,
on his message
Oh,
back.
yeah. 'cause
We'll move back to Blackie. You've had a few of these, but we go on to we move on to the player profile. So Nico,
What's-
one of Langwarren's legends, he's his champion. We had to call in Stewie Bath Tubber earlier, and Cartsy, one of his good mates, said, "Can we ask this question?" We wouldn't get away with this nowadays if it was in the record or on GameFace record, would you? Have a look. Read that out.
Why
Read
not?
that.
Why wouldn't
Mate,
you get away with it?
Describe your ideal true happiness.
Yeah,
Or-
but why wouldn't you? You can tell the truth.
A little bit precious. You know, was a little bit more precious nowadays than
No.
that. So, yeah, it's I'd like to be honest. I wanted to do 2 chicks at once.
Oh,
So, well, you can't read that.
yeah. No, I'm
He
sorry.
must have a hobby farm or something, Goose, is he?
No,
Okay. She said 4.
so obviously, excuse me.
Stop said, who hasn't done that?
So moving in the top
Who hasn't done
performers.
that? He said, mate, what's he on about?
Moving into top performers, the posting that we're going a little bit stale, and then we turned around. We said we got 3 champion forwards and fantastic forwards, and I put one on of my old best mate and probably one of the best players that's ever played in the MPNFL and in Bevan Malloy. Simon, you've had a fair bit to do with Bev as well as you, Blackie,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
He is
An A grader.
oh, mate,
Superstar.
He was a
Frankston when I
midfield,
was there, 2000.
midfield forward and back, mate. He is just A1. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, too right. He, when we used to play against, just a quick story, we used to tag him because, you know, if you tag the coach, he used to get shitty. He used to run around the back.
Oh,
And
mate.
I said, don't let him get a kick because then he'd get shitty. But he was a
At the
great
start
player.
of the game, 'cause
but he was one we always had to
Yeah, had to.
had
Mate,
to monitor.
here's I had the ticket to watch him through like juniors, played all my juniors, and then went to Frankston and that. He'd do stuff, but you could get under his skin, like
Yeah.
oh mate,
How big was he?
6'1", but just but no, it wasn't really that big. But he
Probably
looked, he looked a lot-
5'11".
Everyone used to say, "Oh, how's he get around the ground? He run 14 k's."
Oh,
and all
huge.
that.
Machine.
But he didn't look fit.
No,
you know what I mean? So-
he didn't, did he?
no, but if anyone took stats nowadays, he's kicking, his disposal bid at 90, 95.
Yeah.
Umpires hated him, but he's fantastic.
That was only because
he had more lip than Mick Jagger, mate. But mate, he's one of my. He's probably.
But he
best
had
player.
an outstanding career at the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins,
Well,
yeah.
he won. I think he's won 2 or 3 best and fairest, and his brother-in-law Mick Ablett, he's won. So I think they got 5 between him and the Malloy.
Did he win a list? Did he win a list?
No, he was very close.
Oh, so I thought he tied.
Mick Ablett was close, but Bevan, he had a plethora of
John
players
Giorgio
around him. Johnny,
won.
He had Johnny Giorgio, he had Johnny Beveridge. That year that they won they lost the grand final, the reserves. Mate, they had Danny Winkle. They had he was a big full forward down at Frankston as well. Andy Goodwin. They had Mullane and that as well. But Bevan, he's a freak. So he's one player that didn't play for anything because he didn't even have enough to buy new boots there. Simon, have a look at them. They're shocking, aren't they?
well, he came to Mornington and coached Mornington.
Yeah, he did. No, I went with him. I was his chairman of
You
selectors.
two raped the club.
Yeah. Mate,
There was
Dennis
no-
Matthews.
no
Dennis
money.
Matthews.
Goose is only still picking up the pieces.
Yes, I am from back
Dennis
in
no, wonder
Matthews.
you
you, no wonder you can't pay anyway,
Yeah, I know.
Goose.
That's exactly
Bevan
like
was,
it.
he was playing grouse foot. He was hot as bloody ashes, mate. He was good. And Bevan turned around and said, Dennis Matthews is tight as a fish's ass. But he's missed the football down at, he ran the club down at Mornington. Fantastic. And Bevan said, this is this much for myself and Troy to come over and coach. He goes, that's a quarter of what Goose used to do. Absolute grouse. But Bevan,
you've had a couple of good ones.
Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to move into our sort of era, like we're getting on because you're 44 and that, but hopefully I can get Bevan on because I was talking to Johnny Hines and Johnny reckons he's still one of the best players you've seen. So hopefully we can get Bevan across the line to play. But another bloke, Michael Kraska from Seaford, a fantastic player.
The footage of him yesterday.
He's a space cadet, but mate, he could play football. Did you play much against him?
No, I don't think we
I reckon
ever
he was
played
playing-
against
he
him.
was
Yeah, he
playing-
played a
that
bit
3P,
after.
wasn't he? Wasn't he
Yeah,
that
he was,
3P?
mate. He was something special. You've seen him play a bit.
Yeah, I've
Blackers?
seen him play. Yeah,
He.
Younger.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, he's the same age as Chris Hay, Michael Burke, and that.
that's right.
And
So
especially
they're-
Chris Hay was something special as well. But what Crass done in that 3P for Seaford Footy Club is unbelievable. And then he
had some good blokes delivering it to him, didn't he?
Chris Fortnum, mate, Chrissy Irving.
Chris
as
Irving,
well.
Chris
Yeah.
Irving,
Fortnum
he's still
went to-
going around today.
Yeah.
Mate, another bloke that they had walk off. I think I said in the first episode they had big Donny Epper walking
Donny
off the
Epper,
street
yeah.
and go, "Can I have a game of footy?" And they thought,
I think
Yeah, PK always
Fortnum went to
speaks
Pearsall
highly of
after
him.
Yes.
Seaford, didn't
yeah.
he?
He
No, Rosebud. He went and coached Rosebud. You're talking about
No.
Forts.
Fortnum
yeah, Pearsdale.
played in the Pearsdale Premiership, then went to the
That was a
Dolphins,
Shane Irving.
and then went to Seaford.
Finished
Yeah.
at Seaford. I thought
Yeah.
he might have started.
Nah, he's that. Nah.
And in that three-peat for Seaford, they had Kennedy,
Yeah.
they had Ann Aegis, and they had Fortnum. I think that
both Campbell brothers.
No,
as well.
but no. 3 different coaches for 3 different premierships.
Yeah, that's right.
PK set him up. He
set him up.
Yeah,
Mate, and
PK set the club
huge.
up. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Donny's
He
done well.
got rid of
He's
all
back there.
the shit. Yeah, and he did. He really changed
Yeah.
the culture. And
Yeah, but no,
he's a great man.
a
And he's
massive-
back there. Like
Yeah,
you would
he
have
is.
seen him on
Director of
Saturday.
coaching or
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
didn't see him, but
Back there, I think he's football manager.
Yeah,
it's great, isn't it?
Oh, it's
And
mate, fantastic.
what a great facility there.
Oh
Singer.
yeah.
What was it like? I was going to
fantastic.
ask you.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's-
mate, it was
win,
great.
but
We
they
won the
jumped you
4.
a bit,
We got
didn't
the
they?
4 points. What?
They jumped you a bit.
Oh, there was a bit of wind, so I
of
thought
wind.
it
Hey,
was pretty
there's
easy.
wind
and
everywhere,
Goose, you
Goose.
just talk about old timers. Jason Hughes.
Yeah,
Umpired.
Hughes, he umpired. Yeah, mate,
How's that?
Still going.
No, but he lives in Warrnambool now.
Mortlake. He
Mortlake.
owns a post office. I was having a chat to him before the game.
And he comes back and
Yeah.
does one game a year.
One game.
Hughes,
And
he
he's-
is a good umpire.
He said he picked the Mornington game, so he could give me a hard time.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Just before we go on, who's the worst umpire you thought? It was a Chardy or who was it? Who that you hated?
No, Charlie was.
No,
all right.
we used to have some good
Charlie,
banter.
mate,
Charlie,
he thought it,
especially
mate,
at the Bombers, he loved
Yeah.
to get up and about there, and you know.
Mate, if
T-
they had-
Tony,
they had
Pete Marshall was one of the best because he could give it back to you.
Yeah.
I liked an umpire
Yes.
that would say, and they
on,
understood
Goose,
football.
stop carrying on.
And you'd say, you'd go crook, and then
Yeah.
they'd come up and say,
Yeah.
Settle down.
You know
mate.
who the best is at that in the last 10 years? Trumby Jackson become an umpire, and he only went to 2. No, serious stop.
No, mate, we give it to him too.
Mate, he only done the 2s. He should have done the seniors, but he wanted to get on the cans. You go to every club, and it'd be past players' day.
Yeah,
you go
and
to
he-
like 15 of the bastards.
Mate, he done
But,
a Pines game, and Stella goes, "Let's give it to him." Oh, mate, I can't tell you what I said.
that's right.
Which the grubs were mentioned.
Exactly. We've just got one up here. We're probably going to have to throw this over to Blackie. But
Kev Miles.
Kevin Miles is.
Oh no, he's a past Hastings player.
Yeah,
He-
no, I reckon
Jeez.
not. Jeez. But
Kev's a ripper.
Kev's a champ, and he
He
always.
posts a lot on. He posts a lot on that thing.
Yeah.
Mate,
Hastings.
him and
Hastings,
Stewie Gay have been
yeah.
fantastic. I think Stewie
can't
Gay
even
was
see
saying
that,
something about the cup that
Jesse
Mornington-
Hayes.
Yeah, Jesse Hayes.
Jesse Hayes,
yeah.
Yep.
But Kevin Miles, I'm going to get him on. Trust me, I'm going to get him on the show. One of our
Great
shows.
man.
So, mate, it's
Knows
fantastic.
his
Well,
history.
Milesy used to be on the, remember the old Double P show
Yeah.
Oh, that
Saturday
was-
morning? There
We
was
don't
the
mention that
Elk
around
Lane
here, mate. We don't mention
there
that.
was-
You're
No,
still
there was-
getting kickbacks from those bastards.
No. I'm saying way back in the day,
Oh.
Elk Glanville, you know, the
Yeah,
old...
yeah.
There was Andrew Kelly. There was
Yeah,
Tony
yeah.
Blackford. Those sort of
No,
people.
you weren't there then.
Black is
Yeah, I
fair. When Blackers was there.
100%
Beerley
I
in
was.
it. When
Big
Beerley
Pinky
in
was
it.
there.
Yeah.
He loved it.
I thought they'd give you the
Blackers
ass
is part of the
way
furniture.
before that.
No, it was
No, it
only
wasn't
after
Sereno, mate.
only
It
after
wasn't
25
Sereno.
years, Goose.
So
They
we
forgot
move
to
on
ring
to
me.
now. When we speak about power forwards, obviously we've got the big stripe and we've got the Goose. Ask him. He's the greatest player ever to pull on the boots down this country football way. And we've got Anna's to put crib point on the Goose. We've got one of the greatest footballers to come down to the peninsula as well in Gora. How good was Gora?
Gora, and especially for his height.
Yeah.
People don't
Yeah.
realise.
He was
Well,
only
it's
just
only-
over
he
6
was
foot.
just-
I
Just
reckon
on.
he was probably, he might know,
Yeah.
5'11". I reckon he was
And
under
he was
6
lean.
foot.
Yeah, he was.
But have you seen him now?
He still looks lean.
He's trim.
He's playing for Beaky
He's,
Supers.
He looks
he's
in
what
good
did he
nick.
say? He wrote a bio to himself. To
I
me.
reckon
asked him.
he
He was
loves
70,
he
he was
loves
72
sucking on the
kilos,
cigarettes,
180,
Goose.
180 kilo,
Jesus
180
Christ.
centimetres.
Loves it.
180, yeah, 183
5'11".
is.
No, he was
he's
under
good.
80. So
No,
he's,
I'm saying
He's
6 foot,
5'11".
he's
Yeah,
183.
he's
So
72 kilos. So what were you playing at? 70, 80?
I was 85, 82, 83.
Jesus, and he kicked a
Hey,
lot
that's
of goals.
unreal.
He was just uncanny
He kicks
because
goals at 75 kilos.
whether the
God.
ball was in the
No, I
air
think
Yeah.
he's 74.
or on the ground,
Yeah.
he just manoeuvre
Yeah.
like. And obviously, when there's no team defence, he's he's one on one.
Yes.
There's those guys, and there's been a few of them. Whether the ball comes in on the ground or in the air, just unstoppable.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had some good sides, Bomb Beach.
Oh, yeah.
With
yeah.
him and Cassette.
Oh,
And-
Danny Zuko.
But- yeah,
exactly.
He was probably more famous
Out of
for
Greece.
his
He's Greece.
no, on A Current Affair, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. He went over to WA and a bikie was after him.
Oh, really?
He knocked off one of their wives, I think. and-
Oh, Jesus, Goose, you
we'll-
can't
we'll-
bring that up.
we'll
It's still a
pass on.
family. It's still a family show. But
Because that
yeah,
was
Gora-
all a current affair.
Yeah, because he went under the name of
Danny-
Danny Zuko.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because it's come up Love Rat or something, and yeah.
I hope you know him well, because you might go to bloody bed with concrete boots on it. I'd have to say.
No,
Sorry.
it's a
But
bit of
Anna's-
fun, mate. It was on A Current Affair.
Yeah.
It was good fun. I'm saying all the.
And then he'll be on Missing Percy.
yeah,
Hey, all
He'll be
the-
on Missing
hey,
Percy.
where's
next
the-
week.
What's happened to the Goose?
We had a lot of
It would
characters.
have been
Yeah.
the missing
We
coach.
had a
It was
lot of
like,
characters,
who
didn't we?
coached Hastings down there and got on the piss one night and didn't turn up to who
Martin
was-
Pike.
No, Martin Pike.
When you got, it'd be you, mate. You got missing action. What do you reckon? But
Yeah, they had some
Gora.
good sides that
Yeah.
weren't able to win a flag.
The year we won the flag, we played them round one at Bomb Beach.
Yeah.
They beat us by 130 points. That
Really?
year we won it in
201.
01, and Agora kicked 10 and that Cassette kicked 8 or 9.
Didn't
I ended up at centre half back that day on Danny, and in the last quarter he turned to me and said, "Who's got the 3 Annas, me or Gora?"
Did he
That's
say
what he,
that?
that's what he said to me. He did.
Hey, you should have said. Hey, did you say Gora? That would have done it. He would have.
But then we returned leg, we beat them by 110.
Really?
Yeah,
I
and
think-
Danny limped off in the third quarter.
Potts brought,
Hey,
up, Potts brought up that he kicked 27 goals against
Karen
Karen
Gora
or
did,
something like
Yeah,
that.
and
That's,
look-
Was that after Strop?
no, it was Karen
Cleaned
Downs,
them out.
not Karen. Not Karen, it was Karen
Karen
Downs.
Oh, Karen.
Out at
Karen
Sky.
folded after
Yeah.
he went there.
Yeah,
took
that's
all the
right,
money.
exactly.
That's
No,
right.
one. No,
that was
Didn't you take all the money?
2 years
So,
later.
that
did
was
you?
after-
2 years later. Well, they'll still really.
I think Goldie and Mark Green's raped the boys of the money, and they come over to Kringle as well.
Oh, is that
yeah,
whatever?
exactly right. Now, Goldie, we're going to get him on the show.
Strop
as
told
well.
me he'd paid for his house in Mornington, so Karen folded 2 years later.
He's in
Now,
Potts Road now.
another power forward, and back onto the Seaford.
Super.
Jason Marsh. He was one of the best hooker men going around
I
in
reckon
football.
he played a bit of ruck against Big Bud too.
Oh, he's a handsome
Marsh,
fella,
he played
wasn't
every
he?
week.
Yeah.
Big unit.
Yeah, that's right. He's
He had nice arms.
He had
yeah,
massive
nice.
arms.
I know you got Pecco trying to catch him there, and Pecco didn't like to chase too much. He thought I'd done enough of that in AFL career. You know,
Pick a difference, isn't it? If you asked who was the AFL player, one loved the gym.
yeah, and one hated the gym. Yeah, you're not wrong there. But Jace was going to come on the show, and
I'm not sure if he's tackling him there.
He's
or
living
not.
up in
No,
Queensland
his
now.
ass.
Yeah, so Super is Stroppy goes, we're going to get Super on, and he couldn't come because he's living in Brisbane, so we have to get Strop on. So that's okay, mate. That's
I'll deal with that. I'll live with that, mate.
No, but Super,
I'll smash the telly when I leave, or take it myself.
He will too.
No,
Not Mornington anymore.
Yeah. No, but he kicks some big goals for Seaford, especially in those areas as well. Like,
he was probably more your half forward,
yeah,
definitely, than your full forward. Though.
But even when he hit the 40s, and that, it's still the guy that you go, he's the best forward. Like, you would have played him.
Oh, he was great.
Blackers, what year did? What's his name go there? Aegis. He went to. He was going to go to
Anthony
Pines. He
Aegis,
went to Seaford.
Yeah, he went to Seaford, and Aegis coached one of their premierships in that three-peat. And Aegis was another great forward.
Gun.
He was a Rosebud guy who then came, and I think he went to Edithvale, and then he ended up at Seaford.
Lee Carpenter got him there already.
Yeah. But just another stellar fella as well.
Not big.
No,
Run like
would have been
in.
6'2",
Wiry.
6'2".
Yeah.
Just
Wiry.
run all day though. He just blow people up.
He was great. And Dewar, they used to call him.
But we've had a plethora of forwards for the MPNFL, haven't we?
Do you find, I know Calder's going to kick a big bag this year, Goose, but there's not too many guys now that will go on to kick 100.
Team defense.
What's he on now?
But I reckon I reckon the way we grow up now, right? Contested marking has gone out.
Yeah.
And we grew up. I always say this: you learn your craft kick to kick, 20 up one end, 20 up the other.
Yeah,
You either
out on the
got
road.
crumb- and
At
you
school.
used to take your hangers. We don't have that as much now.
Yeah.
Because we're all sport from under nines. Me and you go out, we've got a ball together and we kick.
Yep.
Mate, bring back a bit of kick to kick
Some
because you
schools don't
do
like
learn
It's
that.
underrated, isn't
You do learn your craft and you learn to read the ball and mark. I think it's coming back with the rules, with the stand rule and all that. Everyone
Blackie's
says
right,
the
though.
team defence, but it's
you
the
won't
big
see
blokes even Taylor Walker. You see him; he's had a good year. The rules that they've brought in place, and we do get looked after a lot more. In those days, how many times you get if you couldn't hit the ball, it just went bang, and you think.
Punching.
But what Blackie's getting at though, I reckon, is you got Fermanus and you're old bloody sparring. Gillis, mate. They're not going to kick 100 goals, are they? The way the ball comes in, they're not going to kick 100 goals.
What's he kicked now, the big
Calder.
fella?
He's
Jackson
kicked
Calder.
53, and we're only
three games
halfway.
off. 3 games off. We've had.
Yeah, 3 games off. So but he's capable of kicking 100. I think.
And he might be the first for a while.
I think players still are, but I reckon
I think there's still people capable.
Yeah.
The
But I
players
think
are capable,
today,
not the game
if you become too predictable, it's too easy to defend.
But nowadays you've got a lot of midfielders that go forward and they kick your 3s and 4s and that sort of stuff. So you don't have the guys kicking 8 and 9 besides Jackson at the moment.
Well, they're not kicking 20. What's the most mornings they kick? What did you kick on the weekend?
We nearly kicked 100. 99. We've been kicking 100.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You would have seen
That
Possums.
second quarter, Goose, was a really good quarter.
You would have seen Possum's Chelsea book, wouldn't you?
Fantastic.
It's unreal.
But even that year that you won the league goal kicking, there was 3 people that kicked 100.
100, Tobin, yourself.
And then if you look under it, Rosie from Somerville,
Yeah.
Brown
kicked
for
78.
Then
Then the next year, I think Aegis kicked a ton.
Yep.
Then McLean were under and Brownie was up there too.
There's 3 that did it the year I did too.
big-
Oh, really? Who was that?
Phil Watson from Red Hill.
Oh, he was a good player, Big Phil.
Big Phil. And Steve Coates from Keysborough.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Coatesy.
He was good.
He was a madman.
Coach
Yeah.
come and coach Kringle.
He was a madman.
Yeah.
So there was a few that year.
I'm coming to that, Al. Just go back to the mirror, Al Glanville, and don't worry about it.
They put some clothes on, can't
Teddy
they?
Turner was on last week. He goes, who looked better on the camera? Me or Al? And I said, mate, it's the water down there, mate. You boys.
They were the same shirts.
Oh, no. They wear their Calvin Kleins. They wear blokes from
Decked out.
Pines and Kringle and
Alan
Franks.
come to Pines one year and we had Possum goes, let's invite them when we won 88. So they come in 2008 and he had a skivvy on like the big fellas. We'll call him the White Wiggle.
Yeah.
He reckons he's got 16 skivvies.
Oh, mate, he has. So we're going to go for it, and that's where I love to end the segment on anyway. So, Strop, obviously, you hate to talk about it. You were one of the hard nuts down, and especially growing up and playing in those young 80s eras, mate. Who was the toughest guy you played against? And
Or a couple of them.
And a couple, and the player that you
would be. You had Butch Dale.
Yep.
Butch.
Mullins was a ripper. Nudger. I mean, Wells he wasn't playing me when I was at Pines, but Steve Davies at Rye was a good solid.
Steve Davies wasn't he?
What about a bloke from down Coringal? Jeff Walton said he kept you to nothing, mate.
Jeff Walton.
Big Wally.
I backhanded him and my wife yelled out and said, leave me alone. I'm thinking, there's no way he could be rooting or he's redhead. I was going to give him another one. You know what? I went in the rooms and Wayne Spencer come from Pines to Coringal.
Yeah.
He had a go at me. I said, I'll help you in a minute.
It
was pissing rain like the snow.
So who's the one bloke that you sort of I'm going to have it up against?
I reckon Butchie. We had a couple of good wrestles too. He would have been probably 95 kilos, and I reckon he was 105 when he played, wouldn't he?
Didn't Butch play forward as well?
Later on.
He kicked a ton.
That's right.
Yeah.
How
later
good's
on
that?
or before that?
No, later on.
Yeah.
Later on.
And who was a surprise pack? Like, obviously, you guys have played with...
Yeah, because Brett Wright was coaching from the sidelines once and giving it to me and Butch, and I ended up, me and Butch had a good little fight in the square and they let it go.
Yeah.
Two big blokes, but he was...
And you respect him, you know.
Oh, mate, he was there when we played EFL and we had a beer together. Still a big unit, but the thing is, I reckon he took about 10 marks. I've kicked goals on him, but it was one game at Pines, I reckon he took... Possum goes, if he was full forward, he would have kicked 10 on you. He was going like that. He said, I got to get rid of that flu.
So, Strop, obviously in your team, you play with Poss and that, but who's one guy that you thought, he's a tough prick? You know, I like to run out with him.
Look, it's funny, Goose knows them all. Stella at the ball.
Stella Jackson, yeah.
Not with a fist or anything.
Yeah.
Possum's a
No,
toughest.
he was clean as.
And that's a different sort of hardness.
Hardness, courage to keep your eye on the
You
ball.
spoke about Brendan Moore.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
He was hard on the pill.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Possum probably, Sully and Possum are the hardest I've played. I've seen Sully shirt front blokes. He got Robert Mace in that 96 and he got to stretch it off, mate. And everyone thought
he knocked him out.
With a shirty.
Yeah.
Jeez, no, that's...
Kenny Soul probably, he gave me the biggest, I got one over the top and he come in, I kicked
You wouldn't
it in
have
the
got
goal
one over the
square.
top before?
I kicked one in the goal square and Solly ran right through me and his knee went right through me.
And his legs are like that.
And I'll tell you what, I had the biggest, I went and saw Gary McDonnell, I reckon 4 times that
Who
week.
hasn't seen him, eh?
But 4 times to get up. That's the biggest corky I've ever had.
Solly could run from here to there quick.
Explosive.
Go bang. Like a packet.
Yeah.
But possibly, there was a few there, but I reckon I like the way Stella used to tackle.
Yeah.
You talked about...
Paul Williams was a gun.
And you saw some great Chelsea sides in the time too, like when they were at their peak.
You could go, I'll tell you what I was going to mention too. Dave Baker. This bloke was the best. I'd love if his life was taken early.
Yes.
In a car accident.
Okay.
I think he would have... he would. I don't know what he ended up on, Dave, but Chelsea superstar.
Yeah, right.
Kicked 10 in the grand final.
Yeah.
And he died.
Was that your age, Drop?
I reckon he might have been a year older.
Yeah.
I've been older than us.
I'm not sure, mate. I'm not a shoulder shoot. What do you mean?
Hey, Goose is sitting there going, who are you talking about?
Yeah, I
Who are you
know.
talking about?
Come on, Strop.
Jesus Christ, mate, you haven't had life.
He passed away.
I thought you played 876 games.
He passed
Dave
away.
Baker, so you're a...
I remember
Have you
Dave
ever heard
Baker.
of him?
Yeah,
Would
I
have been
remember.
80s.
To be honest, no, I haven't.
I remember him. I was a young boy
Early
growing
80s,
up,
wasn't
He kicked
and he
10
died in a
against us
car
in
accident.
87.
Did he die in a car
ripper
accident?
bloke.
Yeah.
Redhead, tall, strong.
Because it's probably 15 years, but like Anna's sitting there going, "Who's Simon Goose here?" There's 15 years.
We kicked 100 on the same day.
I think when he did play.
Did you really?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boys
Why
went
didn't
up
you
and
bring that
watched
up
Goose,
earlier?
and then come
Why
down
do you
to
bring that
Caribbean.
up? Goose goes, "What year was that out of my 15?"
Oh, 88.
90.
Yeah.
89. I don't
90,
know. I said to Possum,
99.
I don't know how many goals he
That
kicked because
Hastings?
he kicked a few.
Yeah.
So, Strop, fantastic to have you on, mate. You're a character of the league, and you're a good mate of mine. And Pines, you know, you've been Pines your whole life. You went to Carrum, but you're a Pines man. Every time anyone thinks of Pines, they think of Big Strop Neil. Thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Thanks very much for having me.
Cheers, mate. Good
to
work.
see you, Blackers.
Likewise, Strop.
Good to meet you.
So, what you say his hair was?
It's never a pleasure.
No. So obviously you've had so many backmen go through, play on you, mate. Who's the best backman that you've played on you, mate?
I used to look. I've had like many great backmen. Like I used to love Heinzie.
Yeah,
we used to have some great tussles.
Yeah.
Battles.
Johnny,
You know, Timmy McDonald. We had some great battles.
Yeah.
When I was younger, like, geez, he speaks about Andy Mullins. Yeah, he licked my face. I was a young bloke. He scared the shit out of me. What he used to do, like they used to try and rough you up.
Yep.
I used to think, shit, the only way I can get these pricks off me is kick goals. So
Yeah.
I was after kicking goals really quickly.
Yep.
So if they were nice to me, they would have done better.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I wanted to get them off there. I thought, only
Yeah.
way I'm getting these pricks off me is if
To
I
kick
kick
some
a few goals. And
But it's like you speak of Hines in that, which were great backmen and that. But you probably had the best fullback in the comp down the other end on your own team.
Garra,
mate.
yeah, Garra was fantastic. Yeah, Garra was fantastic.
And
Look, like Garra, and the other bloke, he used to play, like we had Andrew Morrison earlier, then he went out to centre half back, and then Garra came. But Chopper used to play above his weight too.
He
Like
did.
Chopper
He used to
was
play
a
in the ruck as well,
5'10" bloke, and he used to take if Garra wasn't there or Morrow, he'd take he took ages, and he had some great scalps.
Because he used to
like
go for
did
the
he ever get you? Stroppy would have tried to rough you up.
No, not really, no.
No, not really.
Mate, you're Mornington, dickhead. Hey, we're red and green, not red and blue. Jesus Christ. Hey, Andy Mullins, mate, he got the middle leg out when I was having a shot once. The umpire laughed. He got 15 years now. It was a good size. He had his hand on it. Was about that much left.
I reckon he got his thumb up my ass.
So, Simon, obviously you had a plethora of good players. I keep on saying the plethora because you did at Mornington. You had guys in your team like Reece Singleton. Absolute mate.
Champion.
But Laurie Knott, Laurie Knott, same caliber as Bevan Malloy, and that's it. Like Laurie Knott probably took bloody 600 goals off you, mate, because he was that half forward as well.
Yeah, half forward.
Yeah, but what a duo.
Oh my God.
What was it? The 98? Was it 98 when we had Timmy Allen?
Yep.
He was on the half forward flank.
Yeah.
Or 2001, I think it was. We had Maddie Francis
as
centre half forward.
So did he come from Collingwood? Did he?
Yeah, it was. Funny thing was
He walked in, though.
I'll tell you the story just quickly.
They all just walk in. That's because Dennis Matthews owned bloody Grays online. So I'll just come over.
Tell you the story. I was the year before Maddie joined us.
Yep.
We're in the old club rooms in there. And anyway, you know how you run out and all the supporters are still in there. I ran out and I led the boys out and I went past this bloke. I thought, shit, I know this bloke. And I kept running and then I got to the fence and I thought, that's Maddie Francis from Collingwood.
Yeah.
So I did a Yui and went back. I said, hey, you boys run out. And I introduced myself. I said, what are you doing down here? He said, mate, I've moved into Mount Martha. I said, oh, mate, give us your number.
So mid-game just ran out and you went and poached?
I didn't poach him. He came in our rooms. I said, what are you doing? He said, mate, I'm here just having a look. I've moved in the area. So I said, give us your number.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
He came for 200.
Yeah, he came for 200. He goes, hey, we've got a coaching camp now.
But Dubton offered him 400.
Exactly.
No, he did. And we had him centre half forward and Timmy Allen on the flank.
One of my favourite players and favourite people down at Mornington, Bobby Simpson, Paul Simpson, mate. He's
coaching the thirds.
Yeah,
he gives a lot back. Yeah,
he does.
He's doing a fantastic job there with our thirds.
But again, Simon, what you've done for the league and for the footy community, mate, and what you're doing for Mornington now, thank you very much for coming on, mate. And back with Live and Loose with Paddy and Goose.
Yeah, I think we're either Saturday or next Saturday.
No, it's called Live and Loose with Perry and the Goose, isn't it?
Perry.
Jesus, Strummer.
I would have thought so.
Yeah, maybe I'll get.
I'll pay that. I'll pay that.
I've got the guest on. No, it's been good, mate. Like I love the show where we reminisce about the old times because it's good.
Yeah, that's great, mate.
Imagine if they had. Hey, can you imagine in our days if they had their phones?
Oh no,
Jesus Christ!
No, you don't do it. You can't do it, mate.
No.
Couldn't you?
What would happen then, Simon?
No, but I remember as a coach, I got all the coaches right. I got all the coaches, and this is Fred. Oh no, I probably shouldn't say that.
No, well, let's go.
What's
No,
the
no,
time,
because-
Cartsy?
because-
Can we
no,
get,
no,
go?
no, no.
You got all the coaches?
You know where you get like a bit of a gentleman's night, yeah, and we all
All right.
chipped in and had aerobics.
Just for a bit of red wine and that?
Aerobics instructor.
Oh, yeah. I
take
remember.
us for aerobics.
Rod Keogh done that for us down at Devon Meadows the 1 year I was down there.
Yeah, so
That is same aerobics instructor. I think you gave me her number.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
Mate, they used to, look,
I used to mow a lawn.
Yeah.
Imagine
It's called Pilates
We
now.
had
It's
to do it
good.
the hard way, mate. We had to go to the 21st and pick up a girl. Now they in isolation. They can get
Oh,
on
yeah.
game, Facebook and
Facebook.
meet them 5 minutes later. That's cheating. I was getting a phone call with my mum that we're having a roast.
You too,
Dad,
boy.
so you get up and finish your Brussels sprout.
Hey, the worst thing is, bloody strop. He was shaking like a dog shitting razor blades earlier. Now he's opened up. He's had 4
Oh,
cans, so he's
yeah.
loving it.
Four?
He's
That's
shocking.
his fifth.
Back on to you, Anna's mate. Obviously, the 2 older boys have been kings and
Oh,
legends.
we're
of
not much difference in the age cup, mate. Troy.
Legends of the league, mate, and what you've done for Crib Point and down that area, and for the league as well, mate. Who's the best backman? Like, obviously, I didn't know that you played backline, but I thought you were just a gun forward. I
Occasionally.
wouldn't have got you on the show.
Occasionally. No,
But
just
your backman, like, obviously, the year that you've kicked 90 and 80 and that, and you've kicked 100. Who's one backman that you used to come against and you go, oh, shit, I've got my work cut out?
Mate, there was a guy, and I think I put this on the past players page the other day, but there was a guy from Keysborough, and his name was Corey Wilkinson.
Oh, he was very good,
Yeah.
wasn't he? Full of tats,
He played
peroxide hair.
300 games,
Yep.
and he was 5'10" at best.
Yeah.
But
Athletic.
he just wore you like a glove.
Really?
Like, he just would not leave. And I put myself on I was coaching that year, I think. I said, I'm going on the ball. I've had enough of this. I went in there. He followed me in there. He kicked out one of the midfielders, followed
that's
me
gold.
in.
Yep.
It was a hard day
Yeah.
on him. I didn't play on this guy all the time, but Clinton Brooks from Dingley, who could run like the wind, and Dingley weren't in our comp a lot, so a lot of people didn't see Brooksy that much. He was an athlete, and they'd put him on me, and then as soon as they'd win the ball, he'd take off.
All right.
Just straight down the other end. And
What
And
about
as a
it?
good forward, you used to tackle him.
had to chase,
Yeah,
mate.
bullshit.
Had
Try and
to chase.
trip him.
Like Steve Raspin, can you grab him on the way through?
Yeah, on the way through.
But yeah, so I mean, there was a couple. Look,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's the best player that you've played at the club with?
Mate, the best talent and player that I've played with, seen John Flack.
Flacky, yeah.
Flacky
he was
was
Jackie Johnson's
good
Jack
mate, and
Johnson's
Flacky
best-
was a good mate with me as well.
Yeah.
So we
Is
poached
that how you
him
got
from
him there?
Tyab.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We
You
did a
didn't
lot of
drop him
work.
for the granny, though,
We
did
took
you?
we took
Tyab's heart.
we took him to Rodney
Ripped
Rood.
him,
We
ripped
took
him.
took him to Rodney Rood and then
Yeah.
the 21st and signed him up. But
He wouldn't be into Rodney Rood because he's
he's not.
very churchy, isn't he?
a little bit, yeah. So look, he didn't drink that night, but look, that was just the end of it. But look, Flacky could have played AFL. I've
Yeah.
got no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone stronger and have a set like
Yeah.
Gora on steroids.
Yeah.
Flacky was unbeatable one
Yeah.
on one. I've never
Yeah.
taken a mark on Flacky having kicked a kick in my life.
Yeah, really.
He's that strong and
Yeah,
he's an absolute freak. But look, your Andrew Wiskins,
Yeah.
Dougie
Wonderful.
Rowlands was sort
Yeah.
of.
Yep.
I don't think I played a game with Doug, but he was sort of tail end when I
Yep.
started. But Warwick Graham was the hardest bloke
Yep.
I ever saw.
Warwick Graham, yeah.
Warwick Graham would put his head where you wouldn't put your
Yep.
foot.
Yep.
And all the Grahams were tough.
Yep.
Gus, Ed.
Yep.
He had a head to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Walker,
Yeah.
look, he was.
Well,
really-
we're on it, and obviously we are a past players show, and it's fantastic to see so many guys that do finish up football, go on and play supers and that. Mate, just talk us a little bit through the Peninsula Raiders, mate.
Yep, so the Raiders, Warwick actually got me down to the Supers. He was coaching there for a little bit. He still helps out, runs a bench for me and that.
Yep.
But look, I've been there about 6-7 years. This is my 3rd year coaching.
Yep.
It's hasn't been that well known.
Yeah.
Only in the last sort of 18 months, 2
Yeah.
years. Like Frankston have had a great
Yeah.
side, Tiger Sharks,
Yep.
for a long time.
Who's
They're-
coaching them now?
Tristan Lanaris.
Okay.
Yep, saw him
Yep.
today, yeah.
Yep.
So, and Waco's coached
Yep.
him a bit.
Yep.
They've got Tony Lester there. Forts has
Chris
been
Forts.
playing, but
That's-
Forts did his shoulder. I think
Yep.
he's out for the year.
Jeez.
But
Oh, look at Anna's is happy about that.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, we've got guys. We've got Ricky Johnson playing for us at the moment. Travi Rents,
Bo
Cosson's come in.
But that's the thing. This might like the past players group that we've got going. This might be good for blokes that are sitting on the couch.
Have a day.
Have
a night.
It's great for men's health. You train once a week. You play every 2 weeks,
and you drink a lot of piss.
Even if there's guys that train with us that don't play. They just come down. It's a fantastic bunch of guys. And for men's health in that age group, there's a lot going on.
Is Brendan Gardner down there?
Yeah, BG's, yeah, he's in the over 50s.
Really?
Is there anything you don't know, Blackers?
Yeah, I know he's...
Mate,
he's
any
does his homework, doesn't he?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You're not cutting too many lawns or doing any landscaping or fishing, are you?
No.
Mate, we've got Matty Hose has wandered in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, right.
I just
Pickers
sit at home
and
and get
Jared
on
Smith.
Facebook,
Yeah,
mate,
that's it. Oh, you're not on Facebook.
Look at old Strop.
You nearly need 2
Hey, Strop, you love Facebook, don't you?
Here we go.
But Annas, thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, mate.
In my opinion, you did put Crib Point on the map.
No,
Hey, Annas,
no.
but yourself and a fella called Andrew Wiskin have done so much for the Crib Point Football Club.
Oath.
And I remember playing under 15 schoolboys with Andy Wiskin.
Yeah.
So our relationship goes back a long way. And just a lovely man like yourself, Annas, and you have done so much. And not only as a footballer, but as a administration as well. Of course.
And it's always hard doing that. Like Goose is obviously after coaching and raping them all for so much money, he's probably going to go and be president. That's a non-paid job though, Goose, so you probably won't do it, son, will you?
No, come on, mate. I enjoyed the coaching.
No, but thanks very much to the guests, Strop, Goose, and Annas. Thank you very much for coming on. Blackie, we've got a huge show next week. We've got the midfielders, mate.
I might not be available next week.
That's right, because I've got the great man, Al Glanville.
Fishing.
We got Al Glanville.
I've got school holidays.
Yep. No, but we've got some more royalty. Hang on, Goose. It's not about you. Hey, hang on, Strop. We're not finished yet, son. We got
Mark Glenn.
Murray Glenn.
Stewie Bath.
Stewie Bath. We got Brennan Moore.
Oh, great. I'm spewing, yeah.
Moore is going to be fantastic. Al Glenn and myself. There's one more. Can't think of it. But thank you very much. Decking Out Melbourne. Graham French, thank you very much. AccuSlime. Cam, I hope you're probably in your 15th beer up there. Sublime Roofing Group, thank you very much for your ongoing support. In the next month, we are going to have a past players function. It's going to be put on from our sponsors.
Maybe at the Frankston RSL?
No, it's actually going to be because
it's close to you, Strop.
You won't even come anyway, mate. We don't pay appearance fees, so you won't even come.
He's not like Billy Brownless.
No,
Chris would come along.
It's actually going to be because we want to give it back to the football club. So this year, because our sponsors are from Kringle, we're going to have it at Kringle. Well, hey, if you want, Simon, if you want to get someone to come over,
no. They had Frankston Bombers and Man Liza on the big screen.
Fantastic.
Right. Yeah, so our Frankston RSL sponsor Kringle Pines and YCW fantastic. But what we're going to do, we're going to share it around. So the first year will be at Kringle, and then we're going to share it around.
Fair enough.
So we'll get there, and we're going to have some auction items and that as well. And so every bit of money that's raised and that. So obviously the beers and that are going to be put on by Decking Out Melbourne, Sublime Roofing Group, and AccuSlime. But after that, we'll do some auctions and that, and then everything's going to be going back to the club. So it's great. We'll get probably a couple hundred guys in there drinking piss. Simon Goosey would tell us how good he is. Blackie, we might get on the piss.
Some vertical blinds, just one.
Just one. Blackie, we might even get you on the beers, mate.
Nah, not at this stage of my life, mate.
Landscape.
I was just going to say.
Annas?
I just had to throw in happy birthday to my partner Amy too. I haven't been home all day.
You suck
off.
And all weekend.
Yeah, had a couple on the weekend.
How old is she?
39.
You don't ask a lady her age.
I know.
39.
39 maybe.
You better go home and give her a present.
What are you saying? Happy birthday to your wife. She's obviously a good lady, putting up with you, mate.
Yeah.
That's my sister Nicole Treeb's 40th today.
He said partner too. He might ask her tonight maybe.
Not? But happy birthday to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. 6:30 next Monday night. Thank you very much to the guests. Thanks, Blackie, and take care and watch footy this weekend. Thank you.